When Buddha Shakyamuni first turned the wheel of Dharma to 5 fortunate disciples in Saranath, Varanasi, at that time he turned the wheel of Dharma on the 4 noble truths. And first of the 4 noble truths is the truth of suffering. So, to answer what is the suffering, actually there are 3 kinds of suffering in the Buddha's teaching, which are known as the suffering of suffering, suffering of change, and all-pervasive suffering of conditioned existence. So suffering of suffering means the suffering that mundane people recognize as suffering. So these are called the suffering of suffering, like physical pain, mental anxiety, and worries, etc. are suffering of suffering. Then second, the suffering with change means the mundane happiness that mundane people recognize as happiness. These feelings are actually known as the suffering of change, because these happiness will end with the suffering. For example, in our mundane world, sometimes we feel happy, but such feeling of happiness will not last for years and years without having any suffering. So such feeling of happiness will end up with the suffering. For example, when we are tired, we stretch our hands, and when we stretch our hands, we feel happy, we feel comfortable, we feel relaxed. But if we need to stretch our hands for so long or many hours, then we won't feel happy. Such feeling happy in the beginning will end with the suffering if we stretch our hands for too long. So similarly, all these mundane happiness will end with the suffering. So therefore, all these are called the suffering of change. Then there's a all-pervasive suffering of conditioned existence, which is more profound or more difficult to understand for the beginners, which we can learn when we studied Buddha's teaching more.